and not strong too, because they have like, I don't know how to say, strong arms and strong legs. So
Uh-huh. When you were in school, did you play anything?
um I did swimming at school,
Mhm.
and I did for a long time ballet, but I returned older, like I was 18 when I returned to ballet. But most of the time I do swimming and ballet.
Okay, very nice. Hello, Walter.
Hello,
How are you, man?
fine. And you?
Fine. Okay, how was your week?
It's fine.
Was fine too. Okay,
Yes.
that's all right. Today, guys, we are going to talk about something that is kind of trending. It's not a trending, but it's a lifestyle. It's just like minimalism and other types of lifestyle. We have the slow living too. And the slow living is the kind of habit where you praise, where you value the moments in the present, to have time to enjoy the moment you are now, not rushed so much for do many things together or to try to achieve a goal in a very fast way that your personal life would be kind of left out. So that is what is slow living. It's mostly about. Um, okay, so let me ask you some questions. Beatriz, if you had to describe slow living in your own words, how would you describe?
I would describe like living more easygoing, like more mindful, relaxed, and don't be so hard with the things like the work. You be easygoing, if the everything's more essential. I don't know.
Yes, that's right. Just try to go with the flow.
Yeah, exactly.
That's nice. All right. And you, Haute, if you had to describe the slow living life, how would you do it?
I'm describing living light,
Lightly. Mm-hmm.
yes, lightly, and don't worry about the problems because every time you have it, so you must living slowly. Don't worry.
Very nice. Okay. Um, and unfortunately, nowadays, the smartphones, they kind of affect the slow living that we used to have like in the 90s, for example, in the beginning of the 2000s too. I think we were happier. We play outside, we gather together more often with friends, and we wouldn't so much about the social media and modern technologies. I think they are slowing down our happiness. But I have here a text we are working on. The title of the text is Slow Down to Live Better, the Rise of the Slow Living Movement. Okay, so let's start here. from Beatriz. Please read the first paragraph.
The rise of slow living movement reflects a growing fatigue with the fast-paced, high-pressure lifestyle that has dominated the Western world for decades. Slow living is part of the British slow movement, which began in the 80s in Italy. This movement was sparked by a reaction to opening of McDonald's in the heart of home, where Carlo Petrini and a group of activists formed the slow food movement. Their goal was to defend regional food traditions, emphasizing the importance of enjoying meals and preserving cultural heritage. This philosophy was slowing down and savoring life gradually expanded beyond food, influencing various aspects of modern life.
Okay, that's all right. So here with the slow movement started so long time ago, and it was not against the social media because social media didn't exist that time at the back then. But it was because of the McDonald's, the McDonald's model of fast food that started to be implemented in Italy. And you know, in general, in Europe, people don't like to be very rushed. They like to enjoy their time, to have this kind of meal together and this tea time, etc. But when this McDonald's moved to Italy, so things started to be a little worried. So that's why they start this lifestyle in Italy. Okay. Another important thing here is this word, savoring. Let's see. This philosophy of slowing down and savoring life gradually expanded beyond the food. Okay, savoring. Walter, do you have an idea what savor can be?
Pelo contexto,
Hmm.
seria aproveitar,
Mhm.
é, nesse sentido.
Yes, that's right. In this context, we have aproveitar, saborear também. Então, we can use savory for food moments. Savor is close to flavor. A gente pode lembrar dessa parte, de saborear mesmo. Embora o sabor mesmo a gente vai usar outra palavra, mas aí, mesmo sentido. Ok,
Ok,
let's move to the second paragraph. Walter, you.
ok. At its core, slow living promotes doing things at the right speed and prioritizing quality over quantity. It encourages a life that's more intentional, where you focus in what truly matters to you. Whether is savoring your meals, spending quality time with loved ones, or simple talking a moment to breathe and reflect. The essence of slow living is about making deliberate, thoughtful decisions that uh, uh, in,
Enhance.
enhance your well-being rather than rushing through life on autopilot.
Rather than rushing through life in autopilot. Okay. So at its core, it means in the center, or here could be like in the principle, in its principle, slow living prioritizes quality over quantity. Okay. here down here, the essence of slow living is about making deliberate decisions. Okay, let me ask if you know what's deliberate. Beatriz, have you heard about it?
Yeah, I think it means like more carefully decisions, more
Mhm.
intentional decisions. Something.
Intentional decisions. That's okay. Yes. Deliberate literally means doing consciously and with intentionality. So if you do something deliberately, it means that you are really thinking and you have the consciousness that what you are doing. Good. Hello, Ana Laura. Welcome to your class. Can you hear me?
Hello, yes.
Okay, dear. Let me give you one part of the text so you can read. Let me see here. This one, please.
The pandemic played a significant role, in accelerating the adoption of slow living principles. People were forced to slow down, work from home, and face a sudden change in their daily routines. Many begin to reassess their priorities. The absence of commutes and the reduction of social obligations allowed people to experience a slower pace of the life, leading some to realize they didn't want to return to the frenetic pace that previously defined their
All right.
existence.
Okay, and let me give you some corrections here. Please read here. Previously defined.
Previously defined.
Okay. And here, reassess their priorities.
Reassess their priorities.
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 Yes. So we have the word access, and we have the word access and assess. They are two different words, okay? Access é acessar. Assess, generally with S, it means evaluate something and rating them. So, for example, many people begin reassess their priorities. Nesse caso, muitas pessoas começaram a reacessar no sentido de reavaliar. Então, assess and reassess is more of evaluating the stuffs. Great. Other people started to getting a slower pace of life. Walter, what is pace?
Pace. Hum,
Pace,
é,
it's very common in when we are running.
passo. É,
Quase.
deixa eu ver. Pace. Seria um ritmo,
O ritmo, exato. Então, o pace é exatamente o ritmo, tá?
certo?
Okay, let's continue here with Beatriz.
This shift has led to a growing interest in practices like slow travel, slow food, and even slow working as more individuals seek a balanced, more fulfilling way of living. Despite its appeal, slow living is sometimes criticized for being inaccessible to those who aren't privileged enough to afford the slower lifestyle. The idealized images of slow living often seen on social media, beautiful rural homes, perfectly arranged flowers, in leisurely afternoons, can make it seem like a luxury only available to a select few. However, slow living doesn't have to involve drastic changes of uprooting your life or leaving your job to pursue personal passions.
Okay. So this shift, vamos começar com shift aqui, que não está sublinhado. This shift has led to a growing interest in practices like slow travel, slow food, etc. Shift in this context means change. This change in mindset or whatever. Shift também pode ser turno. Turno de trabalho, or my shift is at night or in the morning, and so on. Okay, despite its appeal, slow living is sometimes criticized for being inaccessible. Let's check together what is appeal. Appeal, a serious or urgent request, often for help, support, or a decision. In this case, apelo. Okay? Apesar desse apelo, all right, apelo. However, slow living doesn't have to involve drastic change, like uprooting your life or leaving your job to pursue personal passions. Quem imagina o que pode ser o verbo uproot?
I don't know.
No idea.
Uproot.
Uproot. Yeah, uprooting, let's see together. Make a significant, often disruptive change. So when we have to abruptly change something, we can use uproot. It's like a drastic change in our life. We are uprooting it. We are changing it so much. Hello, Luana.
Hi, Jackie.
Are you okay, dear?
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm a little bit, how can I say, gripada in English?
With cold. You have a cold.
It's cold?
I mean, you have a little cold.
Yeah, I'm a little cold.
Cold.
But I'm fine. And you?
I'm all right, too.
Oh, good.
Great. So, Luana, we are talking about something called slow living movement. Okay, it's a lifestyle, and we are talking about it right now. And as you just arrived, please read this part in English.
Okay. It can be about making small, manageable adjustments, like insisting on savoring your meals instead of wolf them down. Take a leisurely stroll through a nervy park, or creating technology-free times or spaces in your home to reconnect with yourself and others. Moreover, slow living isn't about rejecting modern life or avoiding responsibilities. It's about finding a balance that works for you, even if that means starting with small changes. The goal is not to abandon your responsibilities, but to engage with them in a way that feels more manageable and fulfilling.
Luana, just one correction for you. Can you please read this word again, saying manageable?
Manageable.
That's right. So here we have manageable. Manageable. It works the same way as vegetable. So we first like swallow these two syllables and then read the rest. Manageable, vegetable. Great. So yeah, as Luana was reading, we don't need to change our life. We don't need to avoid responsibilities or reject modern life. We can make a balance that works for us and start implementing this kind of philosophy. It can be about making small manageable adjustments, like insisting on savoring your meals instead of wolfing them down. So here we have a phrasal verb for food. As you can perceive, wolf them down, it's the opposite of savor. When we savor our food, we are doing it with intention, very slowly, and peacefully. On the other hand, wolf down, it's a verb that is used when we are eating things very fast. Maybe em português a gente diria devorar. Okay, maybe that there is some kind of history with wolves, but it's not the case here. Wolf them down with food. Okay. And now we know another word too. Taking a leisurely stroll. Okay, stroll, you have never seen this word before, but I'm going to tell you what it is. It's true, a slow and relaxed walk, especially for pleasure. Então, é uma caminhada, to take a slow, to take a walk, just to free our minds. Okay, Walter, please.
Aqui. Moreover, slow living isn't about rejecting modern life or avoiding responsibilities. It's about finding a balance that works for you, even if that means starting with small changes. The goal is not to abandon your responsibilities, but to engage with them in a way that feels more manageable and fulfilling.
Okay, perfect, Walter. Besides manageable, I would like to highlight fulfilling, which is a word that we had studied before. Who remember what fulfilling is? Guesses?
It's like happiness.
What?
It's like happiness,
Yeah, it's
satisfaction.
associated with happiness, but more with satisfaction. Okay, when we are fulfilled, we feel this satisfaction and happiness with the things that we are that we achieved. In Português, when we are fulfilled, geralmente a gente utiliza a palavra realizado. De tipo assim, estou feliz, realizado. Beleza. Let's go to the next paragraph. Ana Laura, please.
Slow living offers a pathway to a more intentional and satisfying life. Regardless of your circumstance, it's not about perfection or achieving an aesthetic ideal, but about making conscious, deliberate choice that priorities your well-being, whether you are on a tight
Budget.
budget or have more resources. You can start by making small changes that allow you to savor life's moments, relieve stress, extras, and find joy in the everyday. Slow living is a personal journey that invites you to live better, not faster, and to find contentment in the place that suits you best.
It suits you best. Okay, please, Anolado, repeat this word. Satisfying life.
Satisfying life.
Okay, and this word suits you best.
Suits you best.
Sem o i. Só com som de u. Suits.
Suits.
Okay. All right. So here we have some words to work on. I would like to start with suits. That is a verb that we have seen a long time before. But, for example, we have some lifestyle that doesn't suit us. Tipo, não cabe na gente, ou seja, não se adequa. To suit é ter essa adequação. E a gente pode usar tanto para subjetivo, até para roupa também. This dress really suits you. No sentido de combina com você, dá certo, cabe, suits. Tem um pouco de diferença entre suits e fit, tá? O fit é mais físico, de caber mesmo, e o suit é mais de se adequar, de combina. Great. About achieving an aesthetic ideal. Aesthetic is a word that is very trendy nowadays, right? Aesthetic, some aesthetic things. In general, aesthetic is related to beauty and the appreciation of style and design. Aesthetic. Great. And budget when we are talking about money to do things. You have the budget to do it. The budget is the total of money for a project. Okay. All right. Pace moves down. Save for budgets, stroll leisurely and deliberately aesthetic. Okay. Let's come here to the text just a little bit. I'm going to ask you some questions about it. Luan, you that arrived in the middle of the text, can you tell me what is this text about?
You talked with me, teacher?
Yes, Luan, sorry, I said Luan.
You can repeat the
Yes,
answer.
I'm asking you, what did you understand from the text?
Okay, I understand that slow living is about made good choices about our lives. Is enjoy the present, enjoy the experience with more slowly, and and do things that can improve us to the point of our life that we dream, you know. It's about goals and about what we do now in the present to be there. I understand something like that, something like this.
Yeah. Okay, that's all right. Um, so guys, let me come here to you. I would like to ask some of you for some of these definitions. Okay, so let me read here in general. Savor, enjoy food, or an experience. You can do it. It's slowly. Great. Then we have cherish. Cherish is an old verb we had seen before. It's very similar to savor, but it's to care and appreciate deeply and emotionally. É mais assim no sentido de apreciar aquele momento, aquela memória, uma coisa mais subjetiva, mais emocional. While savor is food experience and so on. Okay. Question to Beatriz. Beatriz, what time of your life do you think that you cherish the most, that you had more personal affection
In my whole life or like in my routine?
in your whole life?
Hmm, I think when I travel with my family, we appreciate more the moments. We live more easygoing, living more slow, and prioritizing the moment. You know, I think in the life when I travel, when I take this time to just enjoy the moment, it's the cherished moment. You know.
Cherish this moment. Okay, very good. And you, Walter, what period of your life do you think you cherish the most?
I cherish the most when I stay with my family
When you stay with your family
uh, in holidays.
in holidays. Very good. Great. We have here uproot. It's when we uproot, when we have an uproot, or it's a very dramatic change in something, in some period of life, or etc. Ana Laura, what time of your life do you think that you had an uproot, that you have the most dramatic change?
I think when I left of my house, my parents' house.
Twisted, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. To live in another city. Yes, I think most of us who had to travel to another city, it's like the most uprooting change that we have when we have to adapt, adjust our life to other pace, to other kind of lifestyle. Okay. Roof down to eat something very quickly, often without taking the time to enjoy it. Okay. Luana, I would like you to give me one example of the last time you had to wolf something down And the last time that you had time to savor your meals.
Okay, so what's first because for me is more for me and the savor experience for me is when I do something with my hands, when I feeling how can I say bordar?
Bordar, I don't know. I'm
Yeah,
going to ask here. I'm going to check just a second. But you can continue.
yeah, when I study when I am bordando, I'm trying to learn how to bordar, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And I when I do this, my my mind is happening slowly and I don't think in anything. And for me, it's a time to be in the present and enjoy the present with more savor. I can say savor.
Uh-huh. Savoring the
Savor.
times.
Yeah, savor the times when I bought the
Nice. I
and
didn't know you know how to, let's see the word here. Embroider.
embroider.
Embroider. Mm-hmm. I didn't know
Okay.
you knew
Oh,
how to embroider.
embroider.
Nice. So
Okay.
nowadays you still do this?
Yes, yes. I'm trying to learn, and
Okay.
sometimes I reserve a time to do this, and it's really nice. And for me, it's a time that I'm being just for me, just with me. You know, it is so good. I recommend it to everyone. And the work times. I don't know. I think work times. I can say when I'm in a bad situation, you know, because for me it's a time that I really wanted that this pass pass quickly, you know. And for me, a bad situation in the work, you know, and with someone that I don't like it, for me it's a work time for me.
Okay, very nice. Do you have a piece of the embroider that you have to show us?
Oh, I can pick up. Just a
Okay,
minute.
just go and we'll continue here while you get it. All right. Then we have the word pace, que é o ritmo que a gente está vivendo, ou depende também do pace que você está falando, se for um run, the pace of your running. Ok. Beatriz, if you had. Okay, Luana, you arrived. Show
I
us.
can show now. This is my first embroidery
Uhum. Nice. Vou
with
arrumar.
leather,
É voar.
and
Adorei.
this is my second one. I made this for my I don't remember how can I say sogro and sogra.
Mother and father-in-law.
It's mother and father-in-law. I made this for them,
Nice.
and that's it. I'm trying to learn, and I can improve this in the
This
future. You know.
technique. Nice. Very beautiful. I love them.
You
Beatriz, if you had to classify the moment that you are living today, the pace, how would you classify the pace? It's a slow pace or a fast pace?
I think it's fast pace, like Manu City, 100 kilometers in Londres, sabe? For like 4 foot. I don't know how
Uh-huh.
the pace of her, but right now my pace is really, really quickly, really
Really
fast.
quickly. Yeah, I mean, I think when we are in college, especially in the tests week tests, it's very the
Yeah,
It's very crazy, and oh my God, we start to do things in a very tiring way.
Yeah, it's really messy. Even with the internship, college tests, other classes, life
Mhm.
is really paces really fast right now.
Yeah. And you, Walter, if you had to classify the pace, the life pace you are now, how would you classify it?
Uh, my pace is more or less
Mm,
because my college is very fast, very fast. So in my private life is more slowly.
more slow. Okay. Um, okay, let me share here. Then we have the word appeal, que é apelo, ok? Budget, orçamento, stroll, a slow and relaxed walk, leisurely, que vem de lazer, que é leisure, alright. Deliberate, a gente tem essa palavra em português também, que é deliberado, deliberadamente, com consciência. E aesthetic, que a gente acabou de ver. Ok, let me move on. Here I have one exercise to us that I would like you to take your time to do it and answer your questions, these questions, and give me your answers in the chat, please. There are 9 spaces here and 10 words. So obviously one will be left out. Okay. All right. Let me start from Beatriz. Beatriz, read this part. Oh my God. Here.
After a busy week, she decided to take a stroll.
Very nice. Stroll is correct. Stroll. Stroll. Okay. Walter, please. Through the park.
Through the park to savor the peaceful surroundings.
Great. To savor the peaceful surroundings. You could even use cherish here, would be okay too, but savor is the best. Through the park to savor the peaceful surroundings. Great. Ana Laura, the beauty. Oh, Ana Laura caiu. Luana, please.
Oh, the beauty of nature, with its carefully designed aesthetic, allowing
Perfect.
her to reflect on her life daily through
Thought.
thought.
Great. Good. All right. Beatriz, please. She knew.
She knew she didn't need to uproot her entire existence to find happiness.
Great. To uproot her entire existence to find happiness. But instead, Walter.
She wanted to make intentional change at her own pace.
Perfect. At her own pace. Okay. Preciso escrever isso mais. Luana, as she walked, please.
As she walked, she thought about the small adjustments she had been making. All of them were sticking to a personal budget,
Perfect. Personal budget.
which had been challenged but necessary for her long-term financial goals.
Great. Okay. Beatriz, she had even made.
Sorry, teacher, I just lost myself. She had even made an appeal to her friends for support in helping her stay on track.
Perfect. Appeal is correct as well. Walter, this new mindset.
This new mindset encouraged her to approach life with more care and attention, resisting the urge to wolf down meals or rush through experiences.
Perfect. Luana, instead.
That she reminded herself to slow down and cherish each moment, just like her walk in the park.
Just like in the park, very good. Luana, when was the last time that you took a stroll to relax?
Oh, teacher. I stroll.
It's like a slow walk.
Okay. I slow walk. Oh, so many times. My life has been so busy, but
It's amazing.
I really needed to walk and doing exercise
Okay.
already, and but it is double time.
Uh-huh. What is your city, by the way? Oh, Recife too. Nice, nice. Okay, yes, it's important to get out and take a stroll, a walk. Nice. Okay, just a moment. Walter, do you have a place that you can go in Caruaru to take a walk?
Yes, it's a park near to my house.
Nice. And did you go sometimes there?
Yes, I go with my dog.
Very good. So I assume you go very often.
Yes.
Yes, because you have a dog, you need to carry him. Good. Um, Beatriz, how about you? Do you have a place in Maceió where you can take a walk?
Yeah, we have the Orla here. It's
Uh-huh.
really beautiful, with the Marco dos Corais. So I stroll there, but I stroll all the time. Every place I can be walking, I'm gonna walk. So I take a lot of strolls.
Very nice. I love to walk, by the way, too. Um, Sometimes I go to the more distant gym because I like to take this way to go and listen to music.
Make the cardio ready.
Yes, the cardio is important. Okay, as we already saw the difference between cherish and savor, cherish is more taking the time to appreciate something, and savor it refers to especially the senses and the things that involves food, experience. Okay, and here I have some questions to ask you. Um, Walter, when we talk about exercising, everyone has a different pace they feel comfortable with, or a different exercise. Do you like to keep a fast pace during workout, or do you prefer a slower pace in your exercises?
I prefer a slow pace in my
Mhm.
exercise.
Good. Do you have cardio in your exercises or just the body building?
Uh, it's that's a cardio too,
There's a cardio too. Okay.
but I go slow.
Go slow. Important. Great. Beatriz, some people speak slowly while others in a very quick manner. How does your family speak?
I think my family speaks slowly.
Mhm.
They're really peaceful. They're really easygoing.
Nice.
They appreciate the moment. So they're so peaceful that like makes me going crazy because I'm completely opposite of this. I'm anxiety. So sometimes I speak slowly, but when I'm completely immersed in the thing, or when I'm stressed, I speak slow, like in 2.0, you know?
Mhm. Good. All right. Um, Luan, some people cherish their mornings as a time to relax and prepare the day for the day, like very slow breakfast, very good. How do you prefer your mornings?
Oh my God, the question is for me because I love slowly morning. I love my uh, weekends. Yeah, weekends because I can enjoy my morning and make a good breakfast for me and my husband, and I can read a book with no any preoccupation. How can I say with personal? I don't know.
Worries.
Worrying, yeah, with no other worrying about the time. And for me, it's the a special moment in the day when I can sit down and read and do it something for me, with more calm and slowly and more appreciation, more cherish with the moment.
Nice. Yes, I love mornings, slow mornings too. I always have almost the same breakfast, bread and eggs and etc. I have like a routine already to do it, but I like to do it at my own pace. It's important.
Today I made a carrot cake in my morning
Oh.
because I really wanted to eat some sweet. And
Mm-hmm.
was so good to make something with my hands and just enjoy the moment. For
Mm-hmm.
me, it's so good. I
Good.
really like it.
Nice, nice. It's important. Talking about breakfast, Beatriz, do you have a specific routine in your breakfast? How do you do your breakfast?
It's almost the same thing, black coffee, bread, and eggs.
Mm-hmm.
Just this.
Okay. And do you do it by yourself or do you buy it?
I how I buy it, like I
I mean,
go.
do you make your breakfast or you buy in a
No,
bakery?
I make the coffee, the eggs, but I buy the bread
The
because
bread, of course.
but
The
have the people who makes their own bread. I think that's awesome. But I
bread.
I buy in the bakery.
Okay, all right, very good. Okay, guys, I have now a video to show you. Um, I'm going to explain 4 words before the video. The first one is hustle. Hustle is totally the opposite of slow living. Many companies, by the way, they cherish the hustle culture. Like everybody has to do something to achieve their goals, etc. Is in a very Russian way. So hustle is the opposite. It's the chaos or the opposite of slow living. Okay. Uh, Frugality. All right. Let me read the definition of frugality. Frugality means the practice of being economical and careful, especially with money. Involves making deliberate choices to avoid waste and unnecessary expenses. So here it's important to notice the difference between being frugal and being cheap, tá? Cheap, a gente conhece essa palavra como barato, mas também existem cheap persons ou cheap people. que em teoria, né, pela expressão seria as pessoas mais mão de vaca, vamos dizer assim, tá? Mas tem pessoas que são apenas frugal, que é diferente, tá? É um pouco mais econômico mesmo, no sentido mais racional de ser. Ok. For example, she was known for her simplicity and frugality. They thought that frugality must be observed in food and clothing. All right. There are other two words here. The first one is brag. Brag, to talk about oneself or one's achievements in a way that it's perceived as overly proud or self-congratulatory. Ou seja, when someone brags, they are often highlighting their accomplishments. É o nosso famoso. Quem pode arriscar aí como é que a gente lê essa palavra em português? Oh, he would not stop bragging about his new car. She always brags about her top scores in school.
Gente que
Orgulhoso.
fala muito dos seus bens, sabe? Gente bem mesquinha. Não sei se é tipo isso.
Mesquinha tá mais associado com ti,
Não, não mesquinha de é o tipo mesquinho no oposto de ti,
de
sabe?
exibido, né? Tá,
Isso.
ok. A gente ainda tem outra palavra um pouco melhor ainda para o brag, que seria
Orgulhoso. Seria orgulhoso.
tem a ver com ser orgulhoso, mas é um verbo, se gabar,
Ah, é.
né? Então, quando alguém se gaba, em inglês, is the verb brag. Ah, inclusive, tem uma música que eu gosto muito, que eu sempre pensava que ela dizia break, mas ela diz assim: Oh, I never been to brag, but I got what I wanted now. I never mean to brag. Ou seja, eu nunca quis me gabar, mas agora eu consegui o que eu queria. Não é break, é brag. Great. E suck é muito comum essa expressão. When someone uses it, it means that it's, oh my God, this sucks. This job sucks. Tipo assim, oh, é um saco, tá? Um tédio. Tudo que for negativo assim, a gente pode usar o suck. Ok. Então, suck. Embora o verbo suck, só sem expressão, é o verbo sugar, tá? Mas ele é mais usado no sentido de expressão mesmo. Suck, brag, hustle and frugality. Let's do it.
Conheça isso no design e qualidade.
Ladies and gentlemen, damas y caballeros, if I were to go call a friend right now and simply ask them, hey, how are you doing today? They would probably respond like this. Can't talk right now, Augustine, I'm busy. And that's because we live in this hustle culture where people value money over time, work over relationships, and the future over the present. And then I start to think that maybe Jack Johnson is right when he says, can this world not afford to sleep anymore? You know, in my videos, I talk a lot about frugality, minimalism, and managing money. And these are just simply tools that allow me to live the life that I want to live. I mean, I believe that simplicity is the true way to solve problems. I mean, instead of trying to make a lot of money, I'm just going to spend less. Instead of desiring all these material possessions, I'm just going to be content with what I have. All these tools that I use of frugality, minimalism, and money management Help me live the life that I want to live, because I'm going to be honest, I don't like to be busy. I don't like to be stressed out. And I never want to brag about taking no days off. I just want to live a more simple life where I have more control over my time, where I'm more focused on the present and I avoid the hustle culture as much as possible. So in this video, I want to talk about why I choose to live this simple lifestyle and just avoid hustle culture, with 8 reasons why I choose to live a simple life and avoid hustle culture. And reason number 1 is I don't want adulthood to suck. I think that when you're a kid, you dream about the day that you become an adult and all the cool things that you can do when you become an adult, like buy as much candy as you want or just have a bunch of money like all adults have. But once you become an adult, you see the reality of being an adult, of having all these bills and responsibilities. And I think very quickly, we just give up and just say that adulthood sucks. But from the words of the Full House theme song, kid, don't sell your dreams so soon. I think that all adults are just jaded kids that have forgotten all the magic that is in life. And eventually people just give up and start chasing money and power through this hustle culture. But I think that when you narrow down any problem in life, it's tied to money in some way. And the more complex someone's finances are, the more complex their life's going to be. But the more simple someone's finances are, the more simple their life's going to be and the more control they're going to have over their lives. I will choose to live a simple life because I want to enjoy adulthood. I don't want adulthood to suck. And I know the more simple I live my life, the more I'm going to be able to enjoy it. Reason number 2, most of life is boring, and I accept that. In 2016, I went to Bogota, Colombia, Chico, and I met a bunch of people at the hostel that I was staying at. And we were all going to go together to go see this view on top of the mountain and take the cable car up there. And when we got there, we realized that there were 2 options to go up. You could either take the cable car or you could take a train. So we debated about which one we should take with a lot of excitement. And I remember joking to the guy next to me saying that it doesn't really matter which one we take. And I'll never forget what he said to me. He said, I think it's very important to get excitement out of these simple things because most of life is boring. But the key to a happy life is finding excitement and enjoyment in these very simple things. I think that no matter who you are, 90% of life is not that exciting. I mean, the average day to anybody is not that eventful. I mean, most of our days we're just working or washing dishes, and that's just the reality of life. And I think that people chase this hustle culture to try to find more excitement in life. But the reality is that you're just left with a bunch of stress and burnout. And like that person said in Colombia, the key to happy life is finding enjoyment and excitement out of these very simple things, just like going for a walk or just having a cup of coffee. So I choose to live a simple life because I know that most of life is boring and I accept that. So I'm going to instead look for excitement and enjoyment in these very simple things. Reason number 3, it's impossible to win the game with money. Many people go to these big cities like New York City or DC to grow professionally. And there's often the term a rat race associated with this. And when I think about a rat race, I think about all these rats running without knowing what they're running to. And I think this is a great metaphor for hustle culture because when you hear somebody brag about taking no days off or working 60 hours a week, it's kind of like, what are you running towards? I think that when it comes to money and work, you don't play the game to win because the game can't be won. And the game can't be won because there's no limit to how much money and power you can have on this earth. And so I don't think you play to win, but you play to live life on your terms. It's so simple. When your living expenses are low, you don't need as much money. And when you don't need as much money, then you don't have to do things that you don't want to do. And when you don't have to do things that you don't want to do, you can spend more time doing things you want to do. I think that hustle culture is just this quest for money and power. But if you're constantly seeking that, you'll never be satisfied because there's not enough money and power on this earth to ever make you satisfied. So I say just live a simple life and use these things of money and work to allow you to live life on your terms. Reason number 4, enough is a great feeling. What I've been learning recently is that you'll never have enough until you define enough. I mean, for a while, I thought that enough money was financial independence, but now I think that enough money is just when money stops dictating my life. And I think the problem with hustle culture is that it relies on the idea of once I get this, I'll have enough. Once I have $1 million in the CEO position, I'll have enough. But when you get it, then you need the next thing. I heard this quote the other day that said, if you're not practicing contentment where you are, you're not going to be content when you get what you want. I think that living a simple life is just about defining enough in your life instead of just being on this never-ending quest of once I get this, I'll have enough. And if you really think about it, enough can prevent stress. I mean, enough can prevent burnout. Enough can really just save your life. So I live a simple life and define enough instead of just living this hustle culture and never, ever just reaching enough. Reason number 5, the point of life isn't to get to the end. When you look at the script that society gives us to live our lives by of go to college, buy a house, have kids, retire by 65, it seems that the goal of this script is to make it to the end, the promised land of retirement. But it's absurd to think that you would spend your whole life and focus so much on the end. And I think that hustle culture, it relies on this idea of one day things will be better. If I grind today, I can enjoy tomorrow. And I think that's important to an extent, but the point of life isn't to get to the end. The point of life is to live. And if this is the only life that we're ever going to get, then why would we be so focused on the end of it? Simplicity makes life less complicated, and it allows you to focus more on just living in the present. Reason number 6, time can be controlled to an extent. The longest 2 years of my life was when I was living in Ecuador. And when I was living there, it felt like I was in a bubble because I knew the exact day that I was going. And I knew that I had the same job and the same income for the whole 2 years. And I was exactly where I wanted to be. And I don't think that time is linear. I mean, I don't think that a Saturday in the mountains is the same amount of time as a Monday in the office. I think that time will speed up or slow down based on how you're living your life. And when I'm doing what I want, time generally slows down.
Mandar só mais aquele arquivo para o André. Ok, just a second.
Culture. People look at the benefits of money and power and just spend all their time working. But I think that this speeds up your time and just makes time fly. And hustle culture is generally pursued by my generation and the Gen Zs. And it's like you're fast forwarding through the best parts of your life. So living a simple life allows me to focus more on the present. And I believe that doing that allows me to control my time and slow it down so I can enjoy it a little bit more. Reason number 7, nobody knows what they're doing. Ladies and gentlemen, the past couple of years, I have really just learned that nobody in this world actually knows what they're doing. I think that as long as you just have decent communication skills and you can tell a good story, people will believe you and people will like you. And I think that people chase hustle culture because they think it's the answer to life, as if people have it together. If you know what you're doing when you're doing that, and you see posts of people saying, I'm thriving, but the reality is, I don't think that anybody knows what they're doing. And if they tell you they know what they're doing, it's because they're trying to sell you something. And if you buy their product, then you also know what you are doing. So I just chase simplicity instead of trying to find answers because I don't think there are answers. And I would rather just focus more on the present and just enjoy my life. Reason number 8, I'm going to live my life how I want to live it. A few weeks ago, I had one of my dreams come true where I got to see my favorite musician, Jack Johnson, live. And I've been listening to him for 15 years, but I never realized how deep his lyrics were. And there was one thing that he said, one lyric that just blew me out of the water, and it was this lyric. Everybody thinks that everybody knows about everybody else, but nobody knows anything about themselves because they all worry about everybody else. I think as humans, we seek approval from other humans and we often just lose ourselves from it. I mean, I think that all trends are just people trying to figure out what other people want, but nobody actually wants any of it. And I think that hustle culture is this toxic trend that nobody really wants, but everyone thinks other people want. And that's why it becomes so popular. So I just say, do what you want and be yourself because the world's going to judge you no matter what. And for me, that means living a very simple life. And with that, muchas gracias. Que tengan un buen día. Yo soy Agustín de las Montañas. Nos vemos, chico. Ladies and gentlemen, damas y caballeros.
All right, guys, that was a good video just to watch. I'm have some questions here, of course. The first question, Walter, tell me, what did you understand from this video?
I understand is uh, he uh, he tell about the hustle culture, about money and power. Instead, you be with your family and your friends and be simple. When you have more money, do you need, but happy you feel. I think is it.
Very
That's
nice.
it.
Very nice, Walter. Luana, can you bring some memories from the video to add to Walter's speech?
Okay, I was really relatable to me when he said something about the speed of money is never a winning speed, you know. You never win the the speed because I think for us, a poor person, a poor people, this is real because we in a society that created for us this mindset that we are always to try for the money. We always run to the money. And some people live like this, always how can I say, buy things and think that these things could 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 give to us the happiness and the good life that we dialect in our life in our life. But for me, this is a topic that he brought that is so important to thinking about, you know.
That's right, yeah. He also mentioned that there is not enough money in the world, right? It's a sentence from the Lampan Genius. There's not enough money in the world that will make you satisfied. Okay. Beatriz, when we talk about enough, um, how how do you define what is enough for you?
I think enough is the that makes me survive, but survive with happiness. Like I can do my things, I can do my funny stuff, my I don't know how to say laissez in English,
Pleasure.
pleasures, but don't need to be like a lot of money and a lot of power. I think the enough is enough to survive and enough to do your pleasures.
Very good. And he also said that most of our life is boring. And it's true because sometimes we just work and wash the dishes and go to the gym. There's nothing happening. You don't go out so often. You don't go to meet your friends so often. So most of our life is boring, and that's life. That's how is our life in general. Let me see here. What was the question? Okay. Walter. He also mentioned about a burden. Burden é tipo um fardo, algo que a gente precisa carregar. But how do you see the speaker talks about enjoy adulthood rather than seeing it just a burden, né? Então, e curtir a nossa vida adulta mais do que só ver esse lado de trabalhar e etc. All right. And how do you feel about your adulthood?
Hmm, my adulthood um is boring.
It's boring too.
Boring,
Uh-huh.
yes.
Mhm. Normal, just like our I think.
Yes, yes.
Do you try to make it a little fun in the weekend sometimes?
Yes, in the weekend I go out to the mall and
Mm-hmm.
I watch movies and TV series and I play games.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
That's nice. What kind of video games do you have?
I have The Last of Us for PS5.
Nice,
Ah,
very good.
Uh,
I saw a Twitter post about a guy who was very sad about his adult life because he would just worked and come home and stuff. And he remembered that one thing that was very important for him was playing video games. So even being adult, he went and bought a video game, and he said that his life changed because
yes,
he was finding happiness in his daily life, like things that it's very simple for us. Like we can buy a video game, of course, sometime. It doesn't have to be the very expensive ones. But the thing is not play video game, but finding something small and simple that you can adjust in your daily routine. It's very good. Other
yes,
things, for example, it's there was this student who found himself doing gardening. He had many plants and he start prepare his plants, changing the vases, and it's a thing that makes him happy. So it's a good thing to see adulthood from this point of view. Okay, questions true or false about the video. Luana, the speaker believes that working hard and constantly striving for success is the key to happiness. True or false?
False.
False.
False, that's it. It's exactly the opposite. Beatriz, number two. The speaker argues that most of life is boring and finding joy in simple things is essential for a happy life.
True.
That's true. Very good. Walter, the speaker suggests that winning the game of money is possible if you work hard enough.
false.
False. He said that it's not possible because you will always want more,
Mo- yes.
right? Good. Luana, four. According to the speaker, the more complex someone's financials are, the simpler their life will be.
False.
False. That's it. Is exactly the opposite. True. Beatriz, number five. The speaker mentioned that living a simple life allows people to enjoy adulthood and avoid stress.
True.
It's correct. That's true. Walter, the speaker believes that living a life focused on the future is more important than enjoying the present.
False.
False. Luana, in Bogotá, The speaker learned that finding excitement in simple things is key to happiness.
Oh, I don't remember.
Don't remember that? He was mentioning about a guy who said something
Yeah,
about the train and right? Do you
true.
believe it's true? Yes, that happened in Bogota. Beatrice, 7, not 7, 8. The speaker thinks hustle culture is a toxic trend that many people follow because they believe others want it.
True.
That's true. Great. Walter, number 9. The speaker emphasized that defining enough is crucial to prevent stress and burnout.
True.
It's true. The last one, Luana. The speaker believes that hustle culture helps people to slow down and enjoy their time more.
False.
That's exactly the opposite would be the slow movement, the slow living. Great, guys. In this video we watched, there was this comment. I'm going to zoom in here so you can read. Okay. Beatriz, please read this comment for us.
You are so right when you say most of the feelings boring or most of the life is boring, but life becomes interesting when you appreciate the little things. I have lived a frugal life all my life. I was able to semi-retire at 50 and fully retire at 56 when and working on just a few mandates that I like. I can now ride my electric-assisted bike on a beautiful tree-covered trail, sometimes with a friend, and most of the time by myself. I bring a lunch that I eat near a lake. My wife and I have just adopted a small multi dog that has brought more life in our household. Today, I have prepared a dog for a delicious pizza we're going to have for dinner. I will go get a good bottle of Cabernet Sauvignon to go along with the pizza. I will go for a 3-mile walk in the woods this afternoon, followed by my good coffee. My life is so simple, but has never been that good.
Yeah, nice. Thank you so much, Beatriz. Okay, so the grammar thing I'm going to work here is why do we say my life and I, you and I, and not I and you? It's a good question. Well, in English, okay, let me first give you these sentences. For example, my friend and I are going to the movies tonight. Sarah and I finished the project. You and I are going to discuss. In English, there is just a politeness and social convention to that. It's believed that because we must consider the others as priority. They should be first as a matter of respect and politeness. So all the people first, then I. So this is just a matter of politeness, but grammarly speaking, I and you would not be wrong, but it's just what is more accepted today. Pay attention in this sentence. You and I are going to discuss the homework after class. So the verb here is used, the verb used is I, porque é eu e você, é igual ao português, tá? Eu e você, vamos. Então, no inglês, fica também acertado essa coesão, essa conjugação verbal, juntamente com os sujeitos, no plural. Ok. E aí tem uma outra coisa. Por quê? Porque existe também you and me. Tá, ok? You and I and you and me. E aí, quando é que eu uso um e quando é que eu uso o outro? Simples. You and I são ativos, eles fazem ações. Ah, por exemplo, you and I are going to the mall tonight. Ou seja, você e eu vamos para o shopping hoje à noite. Beleza. Já you and me, eles não fazem ação, eles não são ativos, eles recebem. Para quem é esse bolo? Para você e eu. Então, estou recebendo ação. Então, nesse caso, it's for you and me. The teacher gave you and me an extra homework. Eles estão recebendo. Ok. E aqui a gente tem um pequeno exercício para a gente terminar a nossa aula de hoje. Vamos fazer até o 7, tá? Mandem aí no 7 as respostas no chat. Vocês têm que preencher com you and I ou you and me. Okay, everybody answered. Okay, let me start with Walter. Walter, read number 1. Walter, can you hear me?
Yes, yes, I'm speaking and my microphone is mute.
All right.
And you and I are going to concert next week.
Very good. That's correct. Beatriz, number 2.
The professor asked you and me to submit the assignment early.
Very nice. Luana, number 3.
You and I need to finish this project by tomorrow.
Perfect. 4, Walter.
And my parents invited you and me to their anniversary party.
Very good. Beatriz, number 5.
You and I will be leading the presentation in class.
Perfect. Luana, number 6.
The teacher praised me and you completing the homework early.
For completing that correct. Walter, number 7. Your microphone is off.
The company will send you and me the details of the meeting later today.
Perfect. Great, guys. That's all right. Uh, I would have the TOEFL listen, but there's no enough time for finished today. Just let you know that we are arriving to the final review, and we will have presentations too. So I'm going just to take a picture here because maybe other people will start to get ready to place in the WhatsApp group. Okay, next week we start the final review, and I believe at the end of this month or in the beginning of the next, we are going to make our tests. Okay, guys, so in general, that was it. Walter, what are the plans for the weekend?
Plans for the weekend is stay home and watch TV series.
Very good. And how about you, Beatriz?
I want to sleep a lot and go to the gym too because I didn't went in the whole week. So in this weekend I'm going to train everything I lost it.
Good. Good. And you, Luana?
Oh, I try to rest a little bit because I really wanted. And maybe I'm going to the cinema.
Nice. What movie are you watching? Are you going to watch? Mato Grosso?
Sinners. No, Sinners.
Sinners?
Yes, I'm really excited to see Sinners. It is horror filming.
Oh, I think I saw
Really
something. I think I saw something about it. Do you like horror movies?
Yeah, I really
Nice.
like
Very good.
it.
Okay,
Me too,
guys.
me too.
Let me check here. No, there's nothing planned. I usually just go out running and go to the gym. Sometimes I go to the mall too, but for this weekend, I don't think I will.
Okay. A good weekend for you.
Thank you for you too. Walter and Beatriz, please open your camera if possible. I'm hungry. I want to eat the cenouras cake, Luana.
I try to thank you.
Okay. Okay, guys, let's do it. In 3, 2, 1. Thank you and hope to see you next class too.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.